welcome back and all that. We're going to go straight into this battle. So as you can see, it's a little bit different. There's no head to attack, just arms and body. So
Time! Let's go! Gotcha! Time!
let's see if we can win.
Right.
Can I switch them? Oh, I can!
Sorry. Would you mind?
Understood.
I totally didn't know that I could switch them out. That's awesome. This guy's doing like no damage to us whatsoever.
Let's go! Gotcha!
Oh!
Let's go! Gotcha! Time!
It's working. Keep it up.
I remember this battle being a complete pain in the butt the first time I played through this. That one does a lot of damage.
Leave this to me.
We'll do a physical strength increase, actually.
Let's go! Gotcha! Time!
That's it. Just a little more.
Yes! Let's go!
See if this will finish it off.
Right!
Go! Dragon Blade!
Nice!
You didn't do half bad that time.
I did it!
He won. He really won.
An impressive achievement, considering how stacked the odds were against him.
Oh, yeah. That's our Reed.
I knew someone who was in the same class as C would put up a good fight. Sure, I might have lost this fight too, but I couldn't have wished for my flame to burn brighter one last time before it went out for good.
What just happened?
I knew it! Watch out, Reen! Don't get too close! Supporting a frame that huge was putting a massive strain on that thing's orbital engine. It could blow any minute now. And the blast will probably take the whole soul dot with it.
What?
Vulcan! Get out of there quickly! If you don't hurry, you're gonna die!
Sorry, but this is just how I wanted it to be. I did what I set out to do. I can't say I don't have regrets, but I'm satisfied at least.
Are you an idiot? If you go and die, it all amounts to nothing!
I died a long time ago. I've been dead since the day that bastard had the others in Arngarm slaughtered. At least now, I can finally be reunited with them and G. Anyway, try and give Scarlet and Crow the end to all of this that they want too. Can you do that for me? See ya. It's been fun.
Reen! Get away from him!
this really what V wanted?
How did this happen?
Everything was put back into order by Angelica and Marcus Ragnar. Marquis Ragnar is how it's supposed to be said. No. And with that, the crisis at the Schwarzdrake barrier came to an end. Shortly thereafter, the Marquis formally recognized his defeat and swore an oath to Princess Alphen. He swore, "From this moment on, my provincial army shall withdraw from the alliance and play no further part in the war." Lisa's mother also returned to her position as chairman of the Ranford Board. In no time at all, she went to work reuniting the various divisions and quelling the chaos that had arisen. Sifting through the information she had acquired, she discovered that the soldats were primarily being produced in the West. With this knowledge in hand, she drove herself to investigate further, doing all within her power to guide the war to a conclusion. While all of that was going on, they landed the Courageous in the newly liberated Roer, and the Ranford Company was gracious enough to offer to perform full-scale maintenance on it. Class 7 then decided to use the downtime to relax in the city while they had the chance. Septine calendar 1204, 1222, Wednesday. Roer stopover day. The city has a much nicer energy to it than it did under the Alliance control. It must be due to the chairman returning to her posts and the Marquis declaring neutrality. I'm happy to see how things have changed, but this peace came at a steep price. Maybe a walk would do me some good. I'm still feeling kinda down, but maybe spending some time with the others will help. I should probably check on Valimar too. I really overworked him yesterday. It might be best to hold off on that until I'm done in the city, though. Bonding points, which can be used to trigger bonding events, will be allocated to you on stopover days. To advance the story, choose to board the Courageous at the airport. Receive bonding points. For the duration of the stopover day, Roer's town map can be accessed by pressing the tab key. Yeah, and you can see all of the bondings. So we got Elisa and Alphen in Ranford HQ, Machias over by the elevator, Gaius and Toa by the diner, Sarah at the repair shop, Laura and Elliot by the RF store, Milliam, Emma and Eustace over by the general store, and what the frick is her name? Oh man, I can't believe I have forgotten one of the Class 7 members' names. Yeah. Anyway, sure, we're going to... Fee! Damn it! Fee! That's who it is. Yeah, so there's a couple things to do. First off, you can get the dark color for the bike here in the Ranford building by where Alphen and Elise are. Then we can speak to Instructor Mary to get something added to her profile page. From the sounds of things, you all fought wonderfully yesterday. It was quite a shock when I heard the particulars of what happened, but I'm glad you're all safe. Us too, thank you, Instructor. Are you sure you don't want to come with us? You wouldn't be the first instructor to come on board the Courageous, and we'd be more than happy to have you. I'm certain that if I were to join you on the ship, I would only be a burden. That's due in no small part to my family potentially objecting to my presence there and causing trouble for everyone. As inactive as it sounds, I think the best thing I can do for you is stay here and pray for your safety and success. Well, if you're sure, you're sure. We'll try not to let you down. I'd like to imagine that Roer will be safe for the time being, but take care all the same. The same to all of you. May Adios watch over you. Then you can go to Dining Bar F over here. You talk to the guy with the orange hair, and he will teach you a recipe, the sweet blue recipe. That guy right there, yeah. And then you can go to the general store and get the latest Imperial Chronicle issue, and also we can find Lind and Vivi there for an event. Hello, Reen. Hello, Reen. Can we not do this just for today? I feel like I should just wear a shirt that says I'm sorry about her or something. Come on. I'm just having a bit of fun with my two best pals. Besides, it's been so long since we've seen each other that you probably missed all the teasing. Really? I'm just so happy to see you again. I was so worried this whole time. I never should have left you alone like that. You must have been really scared. I'm so sorry. I should be the one saying all that. Oh no, here come the tears. You're such a dummy, Lind. There. It's great to see the two of you back together again. Reen, we owe you so much. We might not have ever seen each other again if it weren't for Class 7 in the Courageous. Now it's time for me to return the favor by joining the crew and doing all I can to help out. You better, since I'm gonna keep spicing up your lives as the ship's sexiness officer. That's not a... I don't think any airship had... That's nothing. Never mind. I know you're trying to joke to cover up the fact that you're crying, but it's really not working. Boo. Fine, let's just get on that ship. Follow me, I'll show you the way. Alright then. Thanks again, Reen. We'll see you later, okay? See you on board. Lind was welcomed aboard the Courageous. And, as I said, you can get the next, this, issue number 5, which we shall read. Books. That's where they are. Twin Dragon's Bridge in Rebel hands. Our latest cables have suggested that one of the Kreutzer Province's main bases is now in the hands of the former Imperial Army's 4th Armored Division. The division is said to be pushing for more immediate liberation of the capital, a demand which has been fiercely criticized by the Kreutzer Provincial Army. Further conflict in the region seems likely in the days to come. A visit to Celtic. The Twin Dragon's Bridge was not the only place in the region to fall into enemy hands. The nearby town of Celtic, widely known as a trading hub, has been occupied by rebel forces. But for you, dear reader, I have risked life and limb crossing behind enemy lines to offer a picture of life under the brutal heel of the enemy. Actually, the change of control played out rather calmly, said one member of the Septian Church, much to my surprise. Several other citizens informed me that there has been no casualties among them due to the provincial army leaving the area before any battle could take place. In fact, life in the town seems strangely normal, with even the Grand Market operating on its usual schedule and residents out and about to enjoy some midday shopping. I asked one merchant what she thought the biggest problem facing the town right now was. Without a doubt, it's that with this war on, the Grand Market has become a shadow of its former glory. The fighting can't end soon enough for me, she replied. All in all, things appear surprisingly stable, but it's difficult to say how long this will remain the case. Those considering a visit would be well advised to remain vigilant while in town. Breaking! Marquis Ragnar declares neutrality. We've received information stating that Marquis Ragnar, one of the leading members of the Noble Alliance, has made a sudden declaration of neutrality and withdrawn from the group. In the wake of this shocking revelation, we've reached out to the Noble Alliance's own Chief of Staff, Rufus Alburea, and he has kindly granted us an exclusive interview. Interviewer. The fall of the Twin Dragons Bridge is still fresh in the minds of the nation, but we've been hearing reports that the Marquis Ragnar has withdrawn from the Noble Alliance. Is there any truth to these rumors? Chief of Staff Rufus Alburea, henceforth Lord Alburea. I must apologize for the uncertainty this matter must have roused within the general public. Allow me to clarify the matter here by confirming that this is indeed the case. Interviewer. Shocking! But wouldn't that mean the situation is likely to take a turn for the worse for the Noble Alliance's efforts in Eastern Erebonia? Lord Alburea. Not at all. I imagine a journalist as well informed as yourself has a good idea how many rebels remain in that part of the country. Interviewer. It's true that all the reports have suggested the vast majority have been eliminated. Lord Alburea. Precisely. The current situation was always within the realm of possibility, and nothing about it calls the Noble Alliance's dominance into question. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if His Grace Marquis Ragnar had a change of heart and returned to the Alliance in short order. We extend our deepest gratitude to Lord Alburea for taking time out of his busy schedule to answer our questions so clearly and concisely. At the end of our interview, he took my hand and asked for my cooperation in helping bring about a bright future for Erebonia. I was truly honored to meet a man who so embodies the dignity of the nobility. Society. Marquis Higharms sends aid. Marquis Higharms has taken steps to recognize and deal with the ongoing refugee problem by offering aid to displaced citizens in his domain, the Sutherland province. When questioned by a journalist from this publication about his motives, he simply responded, "As head of one of the 4 great houses, I have a duty to use my power to help people in need." He went on to pledge further aid in the future if and when the need arises. The citizens of the Sutherland province clearly owe their deepest thanks to His Grace the Marquis for his bountiful kindness and generosity. His gesture is certain to go a long way toward inspiring all people to come together and support each other during these difficult times. Incident. Neutral force on the Western Front. News is spreading that a mysterious group calling itself the Winds of Freedom have begun appearing in the Western Erebonia. They are currently believed to be asserting their neutrality while aiding civilians caught up in the region's conflicts. These and other activities seem to support that claim, but their true objective remains unknown. The Noble Alliance, however, has been urging citizens to be wary of the strange group, as there remains a very real possibility that it may be a criminal organization with malicious ulterior motives. I wonder who that group could be, the Winds of Freedom. Well, in any case, we are going to... I think we got time to... Yeah, we got time to knock out a couple of these bonding events. We'll do Machias first. I'll be taking a look around the Roer Institute of Technology soon. It's practically the premier technical university in the country, so I think any time I spend there will be to my benefit. I would imagine so. We did go inside during our field study, but that was just for Professor Smith's request. We didn't explore much. Still, it's very you to make a break for the nearest school when we finally get a little time to rest. Well, if there's something I can only see while we're here, why wouldn't I? Maybe you should do the same. No better way to lift your spirits than to get your mind off what's getting them down. I'll keep that in mind, thanks. Maybe he's right. Checking out the Institute probably would cheer me up. Yeah, I think you're onto something here. Would it be okay if I tagged along? Of course, I was kind of hoping you would. Shall we? Exclamations. Whoa! What was that? Sorry about that, guys. Hey, I recognize you two. You guys came here for a field study one time with your other classmates, right? Hit that nail on the head, but mind explaining what those 2 tiny cars are? Actually, I think I remember seeing them during our field study too. These babies? They're a new kind of toy that we're developing. We're calling them Orbital Remote-Controlled Cars. They're basically little cars that run on orbital power that you can drive around with these radio frequency control devices. With things settled down here in Roer, we're off to test our new and improved ones all around town. That's some impressive technology. You've replicated the look of the Reinford Company's Lux line of vehicles very well, too. Oh, do you recognize them, Machias? With the number of cars on the roads of Heimdall, you start to recognize different models after a while. so I eventually decided to start doing some research into what each one had to offer. The Lux series was one of the ones that I found myself particularly fond of, so its name stuck in my head. Now there's a man with taste. If you can appreciate the beauty of these little babies, you're gonna go far in life. Actually, you're just the kind of guy who'd like to give this thing a little test run. Who we'd like. Are you serious? As serious as we've ever been. We want as many people playing with these things as possible, right? Oh, actually, it'd be great if you could grab another friend too. 3 people racing against each other wouldn't just be awesome, but would also provide us with some valuable data. Uses? Well, in that case, we'd be happy to play with your cars for you. And I already know who our third will be, though I'd hardly call him a friend. Wait, you're not thinking of... Usis! Gotta be, yep. Yep, he was. Of all the things you could summon me out of the blue for, a toy car race? Still, it's not as though I have anything better to do. I accept your challenge. Smile while you can. I expect you to give this your all too, Reen. Okay, if you insist. Well, now that you know the controls, the course will take you from here, around the front of the RF building, and to the top of the steps over near F. You're going to have to chase after your cars, though, since the orbital waves have a limited range. Well then, shall we get started? Take your positions. Ready, set, go! Their cars left the starting line and the race of the century began. The 3 of them chased fiercely after their cars, struggling to adjust the unfamiliar controls. And as they finally neared the finish line, Usis and Machias hit their competitive peak, each one desperate to claim victory. God, get the hell out of my way! Kneel before me, fool. Guys, calm down a bit or you're gonna... Oh. What? Impossible. We have our winner. In first place, Reen Schwarzer. Seriously? It was neck and neck race, but once they crashed their cars, Usis and Machias didn't stand a chance. Looks like you got a bit carried away at the wheel there, fellas. Ugh, that was careless of me. This is completely ridiculous. But we got some fantastic data thanks to you 3. We'll have to get this back to the lab and start brainstorming improvements right away. Great work, you guys. Thanks. The race complete, Usis went back to whatever he was doing, and the researchers skipped off gleefully to the Institute. Phew, didn't expect that would end up being such a big thing. I'm a little frustrated that I didn't manage to come in first, but if the whole thing cheered you up, I'd say it was well worth doing. Thanks, Machias. That means a lot. Hey, no need to make a big deal out of it. On a more pragmatic note, I can't see something like toy cars becoming very successful during wartime. There's another reason for us to fight for peace, I suppose. Yeah, that's a fight I'm sure we'll win. Besides, if these things ever made it into market, we can have another race. Sounds good to me. Next time I'm taking Usis down. Bromance. Your bond with Maki is strengthened. And now we'll go to the RF building and... Oh hey, look! It's this guy. We'll, I guess, knock out Elisa and Alphen. Yeah, that works. Of course, we're going to end off with Laura because, you know, why wouldn't we? Let's see. Elisa first, I guess? What are you up to, Elisa? I'm just checking out the rooms to make sure everything's in order. Sharon supposedly put everything back in order now that the director Ragnar's gone, but still. It can't hurt to double check, right? I'd hate it if he ran off with something valuable on his way out. Yeah, he seems like the kind of guy who'd develop sticky fingers. Do you want a hand or anything? I'm fine, thanks. I've got a pretty good idea of where everything was, so it shouldn't be too much trouble. Mother's more than busy enough now, so I might as well just get it done. I feel like I should help her out anyway. Are you sure about doing this on your own? I mean, 2 people would be able to get the job done twice as fast, right? Dots. What are you planning, Schwarzer? Nothing at all, I swear. Just kidding. Of course I'll take you up on that. The two of them made their way around the Reinford household, scouring each and every room for any signs of malfeasance or missing property. Fortunately, thanks to Sharon organizing everything the night before, it didn't take them too long. Before they knew it, they only had one room remaining, the chairman's room. Well, I'm glad to see at least the rooms aren't a complete mess like they were yesterday. Sharon's done a great job cleaning everything up, and it doesn't look like there's anything missing either. Well, that's good news. As much as I feel bad criticizing Angelica's uncle, Heidel Ragnar must be an absolute slob. You'd think as a noble he'd at least pay a little more mind to cleanliness. I feel sorry for his housekeeping staff. It's probably more than being a noble. He thought he could get away with never having to clean anything. Imprisoning your mother seemed to have inflated his ego. You're probably right. Suddenly having power over someone he was never able to stand against must have been a real treat. Either way, we're almost finished up here, so... What is it? Oh, I just noticed something sticking out slightly from between these books. Exclamation! Huh? This is... It's a photograph of you as a little girl, and that looks like your mother, which would mean... Yeah, that's my father. Why is this hidden away on her desk, though? Maybe she pulled it out to look at... Maybe she pulled it out to look at every now and then, while she was working but didn't want anyone to know. Honestly, I'm surprised too, but here it is. I don't think there's any doubt that it's important to her. I guess you're right. Lisa put the photograph back where she'd found it, and the two of them finished checking the rest of the rooms. Once their work was done, they treated themselves to a well-deserved rest. Phew, that sure took a while, huh? I can only imagine how much of a task that would have been if you had to do it all up by yourself. Truth be told, I probably would have given up part way in and just left the rest to Sharon. Thank you so much, Reen. For what? Helping out? Well, sure, but while finding that photo earlier might have just been a coincidence, I doubt I would have looked around in Mother's room if you hadn't been there. If I hadn't, I never would have discovered that, or realized that maybe, somewhere deep down, she really does care. I think you would have. Even if not today, you'd realize it eventually. She's your mother, after all. The two of you will always have that connection as family, like it or not. I think the day will come when you two understand how much you care for each other, with or without a photo to show. I'd like to think so, at least. Talking with you like this reminds me of when we had our field study here. We had a little heart-to-heart about Mother back then, didn't we? In this same room. It was this room, actually. There's a lot I'm really thankful to you for, though. I wouldn't have been able to free my mother or this city on my own. And this is hardly the first time you've supported me or helped me accomplish something when I needed it most. So for all the times I was too stubborn to say it, thank you, Reen. I hope I'll get the chance to repay you for this someday, for everything. Repay me? Well, anyway, thanks for all your help today. I'm gonna be going now. See you later. Oh, right. I'm not sure what that was all about, but I guess I'd better get ready to head out too. Your bond with Elisa is strengthened. And Alfin is in the library? Yeah. No, that's Sharon. And that's not the library. That's the library. Yeah. Last night I received an invitation to stay here. There's still some time until we have to leave, so I think I'll spend some quality time curled up with these books instead. Sharon's coffee can't be beaten either. In fact, pulling myself away from here may prove to be a real struggle. Maybe I should join her for a while. She seems like she could use some company. Yes! Mind if I stick around a little while longer? Not at all. We don't get many chances to spend time together like this, so let's make the most of it. Reen could never say no to some of Sharon's coffee, and in fact asked her to make another pot for them. With that, he and Princess Alphen spent the time perusing the countless books gathered in the library. This coffee really has a nice aroma to it. Tee, doesn't it? Sitting back and enjoying a cup of Sharon's coffee, engrossed in a book, I think I've found the very definition of bliss. Well, I can see where you're coming from. It never ceases to amaze me how many books there are in here, or even the variety of topics and genres represented. I guess Gwen has always had a pretty broad range of interests though, so it makes sense that this library would be as diverse. Indeed, but that only makes it more difficult to decide which volume to read next. Although I must admit, I was a little disappointed to find one particular genre unrepresented here. Oh, which one? Teehee. The titillating tales loved by fair ladies all across the Empire. Stories about the lives and loves of handsome gentlemen. Books that warm the hearts of all who thrill their prose. Oh, those books. I remember you saying those were pretty popular at St. Estrada too, right? The Courageous was lacking in that genre too, until Dorothy came and seeded it with some volumes from her own collection. So, does Elise, have any interest in those kind of books? Tee, it's so much more magical to just leave the truth of things to your imagination. We're talking about a realm created by and for pure-hearted maidens, after all. It's not a place where gentlemen should tread lightly. Fair enough. I'm curious, but not that curious. Try to at least regulate your corrupting influence, though. That'd be great. If that's truly what you wish, I suppose I ought to respect your wishes. But teasing her is my most cherished pastime, so I'd prefer to keep at it. Wonder if she realized her struggles are mainly just for entertainment. Still, teasing or not, I'm glad Elise has at least one close friend she can depend on. Oh, and speaking of entertaining pastimes, I actually learned a delightful little card game called Blade from Sharon yesterday. Perhaps we could play a few rounds together. That sounds fun. I accept your challenge. Reen got the cards and began what seemed like it would be a few quick friendly games of Blade. As they played, things unexpectedly ended up getting fairly heated, with each of them determined to come out on top while holding nothing back. In the end, the time they spent playing together was as enjoyable as the time they'd spent reading. This really is quite an amusing little game. It's nice that even an inexperienced player like me doesn't start at too great of a disadvantage. Yeah, the updated version has a lot more strategy to it too, though. But I have a lot of fond memories of this version of the game. I almost can't help but like it. In fact, Crow is the one who gave me my very first deck of Blade cards. Oh, really? It was sad to see the two of you fighting each other, especially after all you've been through together. What is it that forced the two of you to fight like this? Well, ultimately I think it's a battle of wills, and both of us are too stubborn to just give up and walk away. What do you mean? Reen told Princess Alphen about everything that had happened between him and Crow, and he went on dredging up those memories from what seemed like a lifetime ago. He went through a whole spectrum of emotions, as he went. Yet, through it all, she had quietly and considerately listened until he finished telling her all that there was to tell. You could think of it as a high-stakes game of Blade, Crow on one side and me on the other. Neither of us are willing to compromise on the things that make us who we are, our beliefs, our past, our friends. And without compromise, all that's left to us is to meet each other head-on and see who comes out on top. I just hope that while we're doing that, we'll discover where life will lead us and what to do with ourselves after this is over. Dots. I see. Boys will be boys, I suppose. But hearing you describe it, I almost envy Crow's position. Huh? Why's that? Oh, I just mean, Elise would probably think that if she were here now, envying Crow, I mean. After all, it's almost like fate is pushing you and Crow together. It fills my imagination with thoughts. Just a word to the wise, guys aren't too hot about being paired up with their male friends when they don't lean that way. Tee, well, like it or not, I consider myself someone fully invested in this little battle of wills now. So I intend to stay with you and see how it all pans out. You are more than welcome to come along for the ride, Your Highness, wherever it may take us. Your bond with Princess Alphen is strengthened. Yay, level 7! And where's the exit? There's the exit. Now we gotta leave. Rhineford family home. in the library. I don't remember which particular bookshelf, but it was in there that you can... Oh, hey, that's the airship. The Lusitania. But yeah, in that library where we just talked to Alphen, one of the shelves is where that paint job for the bike is. There is one thing I forgot. Gotta go in here and speak to Log. Why do I have to do this? They won't even pay me with Mira. What kind of job pays with books? I don't even like books. Here, take it off my hands. Gambler Jack 2, Chapter 10. Is Toa in here? She is. We'll knock this one out too. Hi, Reen. Hey there. Glad to see you're taking it easy. You've earned it. Right back at you, Angelica. Are you taking a break together then? Haha, we certainly are. Nothing makes me happier than spending quality time with my dear sweet Toa. George is at the Institute too, so it's just the two of us, and it's about time I whisked her off to our own private little world. No, Angie, stop. You really haven't changed a bit. But in a weird way, I've missed this. Now we just need Bro. Yeah. Our crew won't be complete until we drag his ass back home, kicking and screaming. Maybe I should ask to join them since I'm here and all. Hey, would you ladies mind if I joined you? Not at all. I guess we'll have to pay for you since you're bright-eyed first year. Ah, this really is relaxing. The tea here is nice for a working-class diner, isn't it? I've always been fond of this place. Always used to sneak out in the mansion for some booze. To relax like a sweet and innocent young maiden. Angie, you aren't supposed to be drinking alcohol. Forgive me, my dear. Still, it feels like it's been ages since we were last able to sit and talk like this. Settling things with my father paid off. It really has been too long. Yeah, it has. Hold on, your hair's looking a little disheveled, Toa. Oh, what? It is? Well, it makes sense that it might, I guess. Ever since I started wearing the captain's hat, I haven't been paying much attention. That won't do at all. Your hair's so long and beautiful. You need to take better care of it. I know. Why don't I comb it for you? Oh, would you mind? It's been so long since you last did it, I kind of miss it. They're so close, it's adorable. That should do the trick. Huh, wow. It's kind of strange seeing you with your hair down, but I've got to admit, it really suits you. You think? She looks surprisingly mature when she has her hair down, doesn't she? Cuteness and maturity, the best of both worlds. She's such a queen. Okay, that's enough, Angie. Can I please have my ribbon back? Nope, not yet. This is my chance to try all kinds of fun things with your hair. I've had a collection of ribbons stored away for the next time I got to play with it like this. Stay right here while I go get them. Hold on a minute. Too late. She is unbelievable. I don't know, Toa. There's no harm in spending time like this together once in a while. When you think about it, these are the kinds of peaceful moments we're fighting to return to. That's true enough. Angie and I were recently talking about how things would have been if the war hadn't started. If we were still at the academy, our time there would be rapidly coming to an end. We're second years, so this is the time we really need to be thinking about what to do after graduation. Oh yeah. Have you been able to give that any thought? Yeah, I'm okay. I'm fortunate enough to have received offers from all kinds of organizations and ministries. George has gotten them from research facilities and institutes all across the country, and Angie seems to have a lot on her mind about what to do too, what with her family and all. I've got my work cut out for me if I hope to be in as good a position as you guys when I graduate. You are still a first year, so I wouldn't sweat it if you were. You've still got plenty of time. To tell you the truth though, I think the war has made all of us more unsure of what to do, even assuming that when it does end, we are able to go back to our lives like they were before. I feel we have a duty to think about this country's future. Just picking some career off a list isn't good enough. I'm amazed you're thinking on such a grand scale. Personally, I feel like I've had got my hands full just thinking about my own future. I really can't compare. That's not true at all. I think it's only because of that we're able to see things like this. Sorry? Well, your class is a source of hope to all of us. It's only because we've got the hope we can't believe in that we can believe in that we can even think of what to do when the war's over. As long as you're out there fighting to bring it to an end, we can all believe that end will really come. So let's keep fighting together, okay? We were able to save Angie. I'm sure we can do anything else we put our minds to. You think so? What am I saying? Of course we can. I feel a lot better now, Toa. Thanks. Glad I could help. Oh, did I miss something? Oh, you're back. If you wanted to enjoy a date with my little Toa, you should have asked, Reen. You're the only man I'd ever think of entrusting her to. I would have helped set things up nice and smooth. What are you talking about, Angie? Angelica made her way over to the table and went right to work trying an obscene number of cute ribbons on Toa. Reen casually sat back and enjoyed his cup of tea, every once in a while cracking a warm smile at an increasingly flustered Toa. Level up? Yeah. And I think we're going to actually end this episode right here. And then next episode, all we gotta do is just finish up the rest of the bonding events and continue with the main story. So, until then, I will see you all then. Goodbye for now.